This town does not seem to be looking too great. Barbecue area. And what is this? Been smashed. More graffiti. I mean, look at the signs. Needles and sharps disposal. I was about to say that's abandoned, but I just saw someone going into that shop there. This branch is now permanently closed. Look at the state of this. Dumping ground, it looks like. That's gonna collapse at some point. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there's stuff in there, look. Hold on, we've got to stop for a moment to appreciate this sign here. To kick off this season's city tours then around the UK and Europe, I wanted to begin in the south of England. And these are twin towns which are very interesting because they used to be some of the wealthiest towns in the country. And since the business and the money left the towns, they are now the poorest towns in the poorest county of the UK. I think a very powerful lesson here for what's happening with the UK government. Because as the UK government continues to overtax, overregulate, and drive away business owners and entrepreneurs from the country with these new draconian laws and tax rules coming in, this is what we could see for the rest of the country. Because when the money leaves, the tax base reduces, there's less money in circulation, and it causes towns and cities that were once very wealthy and have a lot of industry, a lot of money, to fall very, very quickly. What is that on the other side of the street? It's like a junkyard or something in someone's garden there. Okay, it's a very rainy day here, but already this town does not seem to be looking too great. We've got closed stores everywhere so far. Well, so far I'm just seeing a lot of retail space available, a lot of closed businesses, and a lot of people driving crazy. But let's take a walk down then. More ways to talk, that mural says there. And then we just got a lot of graffiti everywhere and posters and things like that. Everything seems to be gated up as well, which doesn't say much. Looks like someone smashed this window in here. And this as well has been smashed. Interesting. It's a bit of a rainy day here today, so we're probably not going to see many people out because it is windy and it is rainy. Everything just looks boarded up. Continuing the walk then, we'll go into the town centre now. I'm not sure what this was. I mean, that's from July, look, that poster. Look at this. It's that coffee station on the left. This, guys, this is not looking good so far. I only just started filming already. I guess this was quite beautiful at one time. Just goes to show what happens when the money leaves a place. Oh, look, it says this is for sale actually. Whatever this was at one time. All concreted over now. No idea what this was. Nice building though. Let's go onto this side of the road. Oh, we got some rubbish on the floor. We got another closed business. Now what's interesting about this statue here, we'll have a look in a second, is that Redruth and Camborne were once not the poorest towns in the poorest county, but they were actually the wealthiest towns because of the mining. Think of today, the AI rush. Well, this was back in the day, sort of 18th, 19th century, was the mining rush. So this is how they made their money. This was a very wealthy place from mining. It was copper mining, predominantly tin and copper mining. Everything just looks to be a little bit worn. Got more posters here and whatever. No idea what that are. I guess these were old ATMs. Took out the ATMs. Bear in mind, it is a morning here that I'm recording, so that's why you're not seeing many people out. And also it's a rainy, windy day here. But look, I mean, you can't fake this stuff though. Because usually people say, oh, you're recording at 4 AM or something like that. You can't fake this stuff, that's all boarded up. That's obviously gone, whatever that was. Over here, that's all boarded up as well. Someone smashed that window, look. So this is the, I guess this is the high street. Another one there to let, so to rent. Barbers always seem to be doing well though. Got a barber shop here. Barbers always seem to do well. Plenty of pigeons. You got to have your pigeons in a typical high street. And of course, pasty shop. Got to have a pasty shop. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. This has seen better days. If you're enjoying this walk so far, remember to subscribe to the channel. Just takes a second. Plenty of rubbish scattered around. Or is that their recycling? Maybe that's their recycling. A creative art space for hire, really. That's what happens when the business goes. You get creative art spaces. Got a cinema here, obviously doing some work. Plenty more rubbish here. We got another art installation just here, look, as they call these things these days, art installations. Another barber shop. Bit of coming and going in this barber shop. This is nice though, look at this. Got some beautiful flowers arrangements here, some hanging baskets outside the credit union. But then right next to it, look what you've got. What is this? You just got a load of bin bags full of rubbish. What is going on here? What is all of this? Another barber's here. Plenty of barbers, eh? There's always loads of room for barbers. This looks nice here. Let's have a look in here, see what it is. This looks beautiful, actually. Nice. So they've got this little courtyard area here. This looks nice, actually. I guess this was an old church. Yeah, I think this was an old church at one point. Obviously it lost the roof. And then they just made it an outside courtyard. Nice. Over on the other side of the street then, I don't know if anyone actually lives there, but it says, this site improvement was created by the young people of Redruth to celebrate the town's past, present and future. Well, if you look at this, does that really look like a celebration to you? It doesn't look like much of a celebration to me. It says, welcome to Redruth, the heart of Cornish mining. And yet, what exactly is this behind here? It's all overgrown, the building next to it is falling down. In fact, it's almost falling down. Look at the brickwork in the middle there. Let me zoom in. Look at that. That's gonna collapse at some point. Here we have a bookstore opening soon. Look at the size of this structure here, with rubbish next to it. Oh, and in here, what is this? What is all of this in here? Look at the state of this. Dumping ground, it looks like. Look at this, look at this. Improving the appearance of this site was voted by the community as a priority. Okay. It's an interim measure while long-term regeneration is awaited. How long has this been here? If you're from Redruth, please let me know. This doesn't look like it's an interim thing to me. Look at the size of the buddleia and trees and weeds growing out of this thing. In fact, it's been here so long it started to rot. It's rotting. What is this? Look at the state of this. You can see it's actually a beautiful town. All the architecture here, the old architecture. You can see the different time periods as well, with it by the stone. And then over time they've added to it and they've made adjustments to it, like this window here. So there are some beautiful things here. Unfortunately, this is what happens when the money leaves a location. And believe it or not, in the 18th century, Redruth was the largest copper producing mining town in the world. Just vast, vast riches in the 18th century. And this continued through to the 19th and even the 20th century actually. But they also mined tin here as well as arsenic. So that was used in dyes and pesticides, things like that, arsenic. So they mined tin even before copper and after copper as well. So the riches that were so vast, and actually quite interestingly, they've started to find more mining deposits yet again in this area. So the area of Redruth and Camborne. Lots of art installations, as they like to call them. Very rainy today. What do we have in here then? I'm not exactly sure. Kind of looks abandoned here. Maybe some new development about to go on. Wow, it is windy. That's a lot of ivy. That's been growing for years, decades probably. Okay. Barbecue area. And what is this? What is this? Some sort of dumping ground by the looks of things. So sad to see all of these old churches looking like this. So sad indeed. I'm sure back in the day this was a really, really nice town. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was beautiful back in the day. But you can just see now, it's just beauty salons, hair, barbers, funeral homes, and a lot of boarded up shops everywhere. Okay, let's take a walk down this street then. Okay, first one we're seeing is not looking good. Got a hair place on the right. Gyms, whatever gyms is, looks like it sort of does a bit of everything. Got a car park down there. Nice old stone monuments here, quite neglected. I think some of the, another barber shop. How many barbers do you need in one town? I think some of these businesses are seasonal as well, so we're out of season at the moment, hence why some of them are closed, although some of them are just closed permanently. Nothing to do with the season. It does look like they're doing some development though, if I turn the camera around here and show you. There's a ton of graffiti, but looks like there's a spot here they're going to develop because there's some newer houses in the background with all solar panels, of course. Okay, here we go then. Walking into Camborne here. Look at the sign. Hold on, we've got to stop for a moment to appreciate this sign here. I think that tells you everything you need to know about a town when their sign looks like that. We got some beautiful architecture here on the windows. Camborne Library. That's a beautiful building, that is. Really nice building. And then on the right here, this says, it was the old fire station. But look at this lamppost and the sign. They really need to hire some street cleaners really, but look at this beautiful old fire station here. Let's walk into the main town then and see what's going on. I'm on the outskirts of the town now then, walking in. So far it doesn't look too bad from the reports that I had saying that this place was quite rough. Doesn't look too bad so far, so let's keep walking without getting run over. Just looks like an old seaside town to me. Gosh, it's pouring down with rain here. Absolutely, I'm gonna look like a drowned rat by the end of this. But yeah, we got some, we got some closed, here we go, we've got some closed stores here. So we've got the first of the closed stores behind me. This is gonna be a wet one. It's going to be a wet one today. There's a lot of old mining, these are old mining cottages down here that they've converted by the looks of things. But yeah, everything looks to be closed. But then again, it is a morning, it is wet, it is windy. So a lot of the local business owners, I don't know, maybe they just decided not to open today because they probably thought they wouldn't get any business. Look in here. Just walking by some of these gardens, just rubbish everywhere. So we got a Chinese, looks like it's gone, tattoo place, all the good stuff. Another barbers. How many barbers does this area need? Here we go, some more rubbish here. I don't know what it is. Why do people just put all of their rubbish in the front gardens now? I've noticed this pattern throughout England. People just seem to pile up rubbish in their front garden. Looks like an old bar or something there. Another unit to let. This was a massage place. More graffiti. Okay, we're getting close to the town centre by the looks of things now then. Look at this. Look at the state of this. This looks like a nice building. I wonder what this used to be here. You can see the time here is 12 o'clock. I have to put the time in somewhere. You know why? If I don't put the time in somewhere, then people say, oh, he recorded this at 4 o'clock in the morning, or things like that, because they just don't believe. I don't know why, but sometimes people just don't believe the videos when I walk around. Oh, here we go. It's a Wetherspoons now then. Erected by John Francis Bassett in 1866, this building. Oh, we've got people beeping. And we've got yet again another barber shop. Yes, because you can't have too many barber shops in one town. Cash only, of course, most of these barber shops. But it's not just here, it's everywhere. These barber shops, they're everywhere now. Just got some guys came out the alleyway there when I was filming. Not sure what they were up to. Gone.
If you're enjoying this video, remember to subscribe to the channel and also share this with a friend.
Let's have a look around this square then. Well, there's plenty of gambling shops around, so that shows you what the economy's like. We got a William Hill behind here. There's also a bingo hall just up there behind me. Nice little square here. What's this? Some sort of a monument presented to the town of Camborne by John Holman in 1890. Looks like a little fountain here. Beautiful. I mean, that shows you how much money there was. If you think how much, I know it would have been back in the day, 1890, so you can't compare the price today. But if we did an inflation adjustment on this, this would have cost, what, 20 grand or something in today's money to install something like this? Maybe more, maybe more. It's beautiful. It looks like it's in granite here. So again, it's designed to last a very, very long time. But yeah, this place is very worn out. And it really does show you what happens when the industry leaves a place. Like for this town here, this region was mining. They were very, very wealthy indeed from mining. And when the industry leaves, it shows you what happens. The town loses the money and things start to go downhill. Let's take a walk down this side street here then. Again, this is probably a church at some point closed down. You're probably fed up of hearing now about churches closing down, but that is the nature of things now. All the churches have, all these old beautiful churches anyway, have since closed, being replaced by now a lot of modern churches. I think we're seeing a revival actually in the UK. I really do think we're seeing a revival in the church within the UK, which I think is a great thing. Really bring values back to the UK, where the media for so long have just been giving people their values, and it obviously hasn't worked because we've never been so divisive as we are today. Looks like they're building something here then. Got another one out here then. Says this shop is now closed. We'd like to thank all our staff, customers, etc. So there's another one gone. This is open. There you go, we've got a business open and Superdrug is open. So there are some businesses open here. But it looks like we've got more out down here then. M&Co. It's all boarded up on the left. This branch is now permanently closed. That was a Santander bank here, permanently closed. Another barber shop. I mean, how many barber shops do you need in one town? Oh, look at this old gentleman here ahead. He's looking smart, isn't he? Looking very smart indeed. There we go. They don't dress like that anymore, do they? A lot of people. Another pasty shop here. I might grab one actually in a minute. Cafe over there, gone. Another beautiful old church, which is now a Costa Coffee. Here we go. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. It's just amazing what we're now seeing. I feel like I'm in one of these dystopian movies walking around a lot of these British towns now. You know, it's like we're living in the relics of the old world, all this beautiful architecture. Beautiful, beautiful. And now what is it all? It's a Costa Coffee shop. Sad. It's very sad, really. I just got the middle finger there. Someone obviously doesn't like me filming. Just got the middle finger. Okay, well, there you go. Got a lot more people out now though. Still rainy, but we got this over here as well. It's all gone. Something on the right here. I was about to say that's abandoned, but I just saw someone going into that shop there. So that's obviously open. What is it? Oh, it's a little mini market on the corner there. You wouldn't think it though. You'd think that was a closed business there. There you go, more tattoo studios again. And hair and barber. I've lost count now. What's that? 8 barbers? Something like that. I don't know how many more barbers we can get in one town. I haven't seen anyone in any of them either. So I don't know what's going on in these barber shops. How many barber shops is that now? I think, was it 7 or 8? And I haven't seen anyone in these barber shops anyway. So I don't know what's going on in these barber shops. 7 or 8 barber shops in one town. Empty, no one in them. Let's go up here. It's a big building ahead of me here. Let's have a look what this is. Oh, another beautiful church again. Here we go. Obviously been closed for some time now. Looks like a lot of bird poo there, so yeah, there we go. That's where the birds are, up there. More art installations, here we go. Another shop out there. And another one for sale. I think they're probably best off just turning all of these old businesses here, these old shop fronts, turning them into accommodation. Since they're so short of housing, it doesn't make sense that the planning officers would reject so many of these businesses being converted into homes. I think that would be the sensible thing to do. You could convert them into a couple of apartments. All right, let's have a look what this is then in front of me. I spotted this building from right down the street. Oh, it's a church. That's what this is. 1839 it says there. There it is, 1839 on this church. What a wet day. I hope it's not like this all the time here. But very, very wet day. People are obviously not used to cameras here as well. I'm getting lots of stares. I've had one middle finger so far. Not bad. More graffiti. I mean, look at the signs. They need to just get someone around, clean the signs, or even buy some more signs. It can't cost that much to hire someone for a month to just go around and clean all these signs, surely. Surely it can't cost that much. But I will say the people here seem very nice, very friendly people. I've only had one middle finger. Lots of stares, one middle finger, so that's not too bad at all. Usually, gosh, go to London, go to Bradford, go to Birmingham. I'm running. I'm being chased out of the areas. What was this? Sunday school stone, made in 1887. I mean, look at the quality of the buildings back then. 1887 this was built. Look at it. Just beautiful stonework. Yeah, okay, the joinery, the windows and doors probably need updating, but look at the stonework on it. Beautiful, really nice. Danger anti-climb paint. Obviously they've had some issues here. There's the graveyard here. Just taking a walk down the side streets now then and the alleys, see if I can spot anything down here, but all seems pretty normal, pretty standard. Just like normal housing really. A lot of the miners' cottages. Very windy, very wet, but that made me laugh as I walked by. 36, rubbish bin. So you just pile it all up there. Here we go, another barber's up here. How many barbers? Seriously. And a betting shop. So we got another betting shop. We got a barber's. Check this out then. Needles and sharps disposal. For the disposal of needles and sharps only, please ensure all sharps are fully inserted into the bin. Okay. Do I even want to look in here? Go on. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there's stuff in there, look. Look at that. Okay. That's worrying, ladies and gents, what I just saw there. That is worrying. So they've obviously got some sort of an issue here. All right, I think it's time to get a pasty now then. Yeah, this guy's got the same idea. Time to get a pasty. Right, I know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get a nice steak pasty here. Here we go then, nice steak pasty here. Let's get into this and then we'll carry on. This guy here is doing a good job, keeping the streets clean. Really good job. We've got some activity down here then. We've got a Poundland and we've got an Argos, which I think the Chinese are bidding on Argos at the minute, aren't they? So that'll be interesting. And here's the front of that building, by the way. Look at that. The John Francis Bassett. Beautiful, beautiful building, now owned by Wetherspoons. It's now a pub. Well, the supermarket looks busy anyway. A lot of people in the supermarket. We've got another church here. It just shows you how much money there used to be here in Camborne, with the amount of churches there are. Let's take a walk down Church Lane here. Again, just needs a bit of a clean. That's all they need. Bit of stone cleaner on that, it'll come up nicely. Here's the churchyard here then. Wow, that's a lot of kegs at the back of Wetherspoons here. A lot of heavy drinking goes on here in Camborne. Oh, what's going on there then? Look at all those kegs, eh? Should we have a walk in the cemetery here then? Let's have a look what's going on. Are they maintaining this place? Not really, I'd say. Again, the whole thing, we're sort of seeing a pattern here in Camborne and some of these other towns and cities. When the money disappears, people there just isn't the same amount of resources to maintain everything, the upkeep. Oh, hold on, what's that? Another sharps bin here. Yeah. How many of these are there around here? Yeah, they're not upkeeping this cemetery at all. Look at it. It's all overgrown. The headstones are overgrown as well in those clumps there. Sad. Shame, really. Real shame. So here we have one of the pumping engine houses. This is just on the outskirts of Camborne here then. You can see the size of the industry that would have been here. And you can see just here, this was the boiler house. So it would have held, what, 4, 5 boilers? Let's have a look, see what this sign tells us. 5 boilers, each producing steam to power the engine. So where we're standing here was the working space. This area here was the working space then. Again, you can see the stonework that's changed over the years with the orange brick here. You've got more sort of quartz granite stone here, and then a different stone. This will be a local Cornish stone higher up. There was a doorway there in the middle that they've bricked up. You can see they've patched it up with a number of different stones and bricks over the years. And this, here we go. And behind me was the rag room. I could do with that today, actually, because I'm absolutely drenched. So that's where they would dry out their clothing there in the rag room. But it's quite fascinating. I wonder how much energy these boilers use. I mean, look at the size of them. Here we go. 1/2 ton of coal an hour to produce enough steam for the engine. 1/2 ton per hour. Can you imagine that today? I don't think the climate people would allow 1/2 ton of coal per hour to be burned per engine behind me here to power these engines. Let's keep walking around then and let's see what else we can see at this site. I'm not sure what this room here would have been, but that's what the doorway was for. But this is the engine pumping house here then. It looks to be closed, so we can't go in. I'm not sure why it's closed, but look at the size of these pipes then. Absolutely enormous. Wow, look at the wind. Gosh, it's a strong wind today. Wow, what's this? Broken up, whatever this sign was. Now we can't get in here because it's all fenced off, but I can still pretty much give you a good view here. Look at that. That was the pumps or the pistons just above here. Look at the size of these things. These would have created the energy here for the pumping via the steam. And just looking at the size of these beams here, absolutely rotten now, completely rotted away, just left out in the elements here. So give it a few years and there'll be nothing left of these at all, unfortunately. Huge pipes here, enormous pipes. This looks more like a bunker than it does for mining. See what's inside here then. Not much. It did say online that this was open today, but it doesn't look like it is. I'm not sure why it's closed, but that's a shame because I would have liked to show you inside this museum here. They don't want you going in here, that's for sure. Gosh, how many padlocks and chains on this? So what's this then? That looks like a fan, maybe an extractor. I think it's probably an extractor fan. Yeah, something like that. And again, if we look at the chimney, you see that that's modern brick up there. And when I say modern, I don't mean, 5-10 years. I mean, a long time ago. But you can see lower down, look at the size of those stones that they would have had to get up there to build that. Those stones are big. They are very heavy indeed. Okay, so that was funny then. It is actually open behind, although it's not open. So they said it's closed today and I couldn't go in the building because of high winds and rain. I don't get that at all. That makes absolutely no sense, but it is a National Trust site. So there we go. If you know what I'm talking about. But at least we can walk around and see the grounds a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. There's one of those pistons there. Absolutely huge. All right, thanks so much for watching today. And remember, this is the first of the city tours this season. So please remember to subscribe to the channel and share these videos with a friend or family member. And I'll see you on the next one.